Welcome to AI ConvoCast, where we bring you the latest in AI and tech innovation. Please don't forget to rate, review, and share if you like what you hear. Let's jump right in.
Today, we will be covering Claude going generally available inside Microsoft Foundry on Azure, running on NVIDIA's newest Blackwell Ultra chips. Google opening up Gemini's personalized image generation to free users in the US, California signing a first-of-its-kind statewide deal with Anthropic, and new research warning that chatbot personalization could reinforce delusions in vulnerable users. Starting with the big cloud news, Anthropic's Claude models are now generally available in Microsoft Foundry, hosted on Azure and running on NVIDIA GB300 Blackwell Ultra systems. That's a meaningful shift from preview and partnership language into a production-grade Azure native option for enterprises. Claude runs inside the customer's own Azure environment, using their existing authentication, billing, and governance controls, and customers can pick where inference happens, including a US data zone for residency requirements. On the hardware side, NVIDIA says the deployment uses GB300 NVL72 systems paired with Quantum X800 InfiniBand networking, which is essentially the high-end stack enterprises want for serious agent workloads. The framing here is all about agents that actually go into production. Anthropic says Claude in Foundry is built for specialized agents with the performance, scale, and security required for real deployments. And NVIDIA is layering in things like verified agent skills and a secure agent workspace reference design to handle identity, credentials, and runtime policies. NVIDIA's Dave Salvatore said Claude on GB300 gives Azure native enterprises a new foundation for building autonomous and domain-specific AI agents. The subtext is that the Microsoft, NVIDIA, and Anthropic triangle is tightening at exactly the moment enterprises want model choice without ripping up their existing cloud procurement. Moving over to consumer AI, Google announced that all eligible US users can now use Gemini's personalized image generation for free. The feature ties together Google's personal intelligence layer, the Nano Banana image model, and Google Photos, so Gemini can pull in real context from Gmail, Photos, YouTube, and Search if you opt in. Previously, this was locked to paid Plus, Pro, and Ultra subscribers. The practical difference is that you don't have to manually upload pictures of yourself, your dog, or your last vacation. Gemini can grab them from Photos and use them as reference. Google pitches it as less time explaining and more time creating, and the appeal is obvious if you've ever tried to describe yourself to an image model in words. But it puts privacy and consent right at the center of the product story. Google emphasizes that the feature is opt-in and that connected apps can be toggled in settings, which is the company's way of getting ahead of the obvious concern. This works because Google already knows an enormous amount about you. It's one of the clearest cases yet of Google turning its ecosystem data into a creative AI advantage that competitors simply can't match feature for feature. Next, California Governor Gavin Newsom announced a first-of-its-kind statewide partnership with Anthropic. State agencies, plus cities and counties, get access to Claude at a 50% discount, along with free workforce training, technical assistance, and direct workflow help from Anthropic developers. Claude becomes the first AI productivity tool available to all state agencies through California's statewide Information Technology Shared Services Portal, which is the centralized procurement channel. The use cases are already surprisingly concrete. California is citing Engaged California, an internal tool called Poppy, cyber defense work at the California Department of Technology and Cal OES using Claude Security and Claude Code, customer service improvements at the DMV, and internal workflows at the Department of Healthcare Services. Newsom's framing was pointed. AI should not replace the human work of government. It should help our workers move faster. Reaction on Reddit's R technology was mixed. Some users said they were relatively comfortable with Anthropic compared to other providers, given its safety positioning, while others immediately raised privacy concerns about state data flowing through a private AI company. The stakes here are real, because if California can actually standardize procurement, training, and governance at this scale, it becomes a template other states will copy. And finishing up, a review article published in NPP Digital Psychiatry and Neuroscience is getting fresh attention this week. The researchers propose what they call an amplification spiral framework for AI-associated delusions. Their argument is that 3 specific chatbot behaviors, linguistic alignment, hyper-personalized generation, and sycophancy, can converge in long conversations to reinforce false beliefs in vulnerable users. In plain terms, the bot matches your tone, tailors itself to your details, and tends to agree with you. And over many sessions, that combination can validate things it really shouldn't. The authors define AI-associated delusions as persistent false beliefs actively co-constructed and elaborated through sustained AI interaction. And they're careful to separate this from broader concerns like emotional overtrust or general anthropomorphism. The lay summary warns that chatbots may reinforce and elaborate false beliefs rather than challenging them. The authors stress the framework still needs prospective validation through case reports and empirical work, so it's a hypothesis, not a verdict. But the practical implication is notable. Safety testing today mostly evaluates whether a single response is harmful, while this work suggests evaluators should also be looking at long interaction loops, where the harm builds up gradually across dozens or hundreds of turns with an assistant that's been quietly learning to tell you what you want to hear.
Thank you for listening to AI ConvoCast. Please don't forget to rate, review, and share if you like what you hear. Thanks and hope to see you again next time.